class. I usually host core class live during the week, but here we are, it's Saturday. Let's do it. Start off your weekend right with a little bit of core strength, a little bit of yoga. My name is Dara. Join me for 30 minutes. We're gonna do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of mobility stretching, some core work on the mat. Weights are optional, not needed. Join me if you want. Bring some weights if you want. Let's get into a little bit of core strength. Again, I'm a PT, so I'm always gonna give you guys a little bit of physical therapy, injury prevention, as well as some core strength. Let's get it started. So we're gonna start off in standing. Come to the back of your mat. And let's just go through a nice little easy yoga warm-up just to get the body moving, and then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. I usually have about a little core series right in the middle of class, about 3 moves, advanced, I'll show you options. Then we're gonna stretch, be done, that's it. Let's start off in standing, reach to the sky. Get some nice length in the spine, just using this as a nice way to warm up, right? We're not getting too crazy into our yoga, just getting some mobility, some flexibility, opening up the body, getting our bodies ready for the weekend. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down. Hang out here, knees are soft, stretch it out. Release any tension anywhere, knees are soft, just shaking it out side to side. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out the knees, get a nice stretch in your hammies, hold it here. Bracing with my core, hinging at the hips, 1 breath. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. We have some planks in our warm-up, but not too many today, right? So let's take advantage. Spread your fingers wide, pushing away from the mat. Strong shoulders. Hold it here for 1 breath. Tuck the chin in. And then exhale, knees down, slowly lower chaturanga, elbows close to my sides. Squeeze those elbows in. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself up into a little baby back bend, little baby cobra. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Engage your lats. Hold it here for 1 breath. Exhale, back down. Nice and easy yoga flow. We're not getting too crazy. We're just using this to warm up. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Give your calf, your ankles a nice stretch. Who else needs this? Stretch. Drive your booty high to the sky. Pedal those feet. Stretch your calf, stretch your ankles. We're gonna go through this flow 2 more times. All right, that's our warm-up. Nothing crazy, just getting our body moving. Walk your hands back to your feet. Rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Head coming up last. Articulate through your spine. We want a supple spine, right? We want mobility as well as strength. Inhale, reach, round 2. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms down. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, straighten those knees, nice stretch. Come down, plank. Number 2 on the planks, pushing away from the mat. Exhale, knees down or slowly lower chaturanga with control. Squeeze the elbows in. Up dog or cobra. If this feels nice on the back, come all the way up. Pull the shoulders down your back, engage your lats. Those are the big muscles they're gonna have to stabilize, support your lower back. Pull the shoulders out of your ears. Enjoy this stretch. Brace with your abs just a little bit of core engagement, so you're not pinching that lower back. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Last round, you guys, and then we're moving on. Just getting through this yoga flow just to get things moving. Walk your hands back to your feet last time. Rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Setting us up for that core series coming up after our warm-up. Inhale, reach last time. Get tall, crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Relax, knees are soft, shake it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, hinging at the hips. This is your hip hinge. Hands come down, plank. Last time. We have a little bit more planks in our warm-up. Just prepping you. Exhale, lower with control. Up dog or cobra. Come all the way up. Pull the shoulders down your back. We are moving on. Push yourself back into downward facing dog. I want you to let the heels just drop here. So let's just kind of hang out in down dog for a second. And we're gonna rock forward into plank. So I want you to get a little bit longer with your stance so that when you finish, you're stacked here, you're not way far in front of your wrists, right? If your wrists are really sensitive as well, double up your mat, right? Or take a break. So I'm finishing here. I'm exhaling it back. Move my weight out of the way. Don't need that. Back. Exhale it back. Inhale, plank. Spread the fingers wide, pushing away from the mat. Strong shoulders. Back and forth. We're going to add on to this, if you can. I want you to bring that left hand and reach across to that right shin. Exhale, twist. Obliques. Finishing out our warm-up with a little bit of core, a little bit of planks. Just getting warmed up for our series coming next. Again, we got 30 minutes. We got a lot to cover. So we're going to get into that series, that core series next. If you have weights, optional. Not needed, but suggested. We're going to start off in seated with a Russian twist with our weights. Then we're going to get into a little bit of reverse crunch. And then we have a little spicy finisher. And a little bit of fluttering the legs to finish. So some lower, deep abdominal work, some oblique work to start off with. That is our series today. Then we're done. We're stretching. That's it. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class. I usually host live class during the week. This is just, kind of just felt like I needed it. Body just wanted a little bit of core work. All right, 2 more here. Reach, 1 more. Perfect. Walk your hands back to your feet, rolling up. Shake it out. Let's come down onto the mat. Let's finish with a little bit of cat-cow, and then we're going to get into that main core series. All right, cat-cow. Who doesn't like cat-cow? Feels kind of nice on the spine, gentle. So I'm going to talk you through this core series that we are getting into very soon. So we have a series of 3 moves, and we have 3 rounds. I will show options for all of these, fairly advanced, but some easier options, right? So we've got our seated Russian twist. Then we've got a little bit of a reverse crunch, or you can just do a basic crunch. And then we've got a flutter kick. You're going to lower the legs as you flutter. Again, I will show you options. Let's do 2 more just like this. Last time. Nice and easy mobility of the spine. Okay, we should be warmed up. Coming into seated, weights are optional. I got 10s and I got 15s. You don't really need a lot of heavy weights for this class, right? My 10. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall for my Russian twist. I like to set up this position first, finding those sit-bones sitting up nice and tall. I'm not here, I'm here. Back is engaged, right? Your back. This is a part of your core as well, not just your abs. Sitting up here, I'm going to grab my weights. If I add the weights to my twist, I really want to get this nice rotation. Again, if you don't have weights and you want to add a little bit of challenge, you can also elevate the feet, hover. Just make sure when you're hovering that you're not getting into this weird like slouchy, hunchy position, right? We don't want to finish these exercises and our backs hurting, right? That's not the point. So we want to feel nice and strong, nice and resilient, but maintaining that good form. Again, so this is our Russian twist, our first move. We've got 3 rounds, 3 moves. Most of my core classes have the same format. So if you want to check out any of my other core classes, you can do that. I also have just core playlist of just core workouts, just little snippets, 5 or 10 minute workouts, just like this, if that's your jam. Again, this class is advanced fairly, right? Try to show modifications. Again, as a physical therapist, I'm always suggesting listen to your body, modify as needed. And I do like to provide a lot of cueing so that you guys don't get hurt. The goal is feel this move where you need to be feeling it. Where am I working? My obliques, right? A little bit of extra arm work if I'm adding the weights. Primarily obliques is our main mover for this exercise. So we're going to do a nice long set. Then we're going to come onto our back for the last 2. We'll do 3 rounds. That's it. Spicy. Spicy should feel challenging, right? If they're not challenging, make them harder. Lift your legs up. Go heavier in the weights. Add more rotation, right? This is not a Russian twist. Twist, twist. Get that back moving. Let's do a few more here. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1 on your back. Again, my reverse crunch is the setup for this move. If you don't want to do the reverse, you can also just do a basic crunch. You can also add the weights if you want. I'm going to be on my back. I'll show you options. So my reverse crunch is here, right? Lifting my booty up. Exhale, pelvic floor, squeeze. If I do the 2 together and I have my weights, If you really want to add in that upper body, crunch. Now, if you don't want to do the lower, you can just do, obviously, the crunch, right? Exhale. Exhale if you just want to do here with no weights. I like that version too. You got options, guys, right? And then tap. Again, our next move is going to build off of this. So we're going to do flutter kicks. I really want you to get that lower back maintaining pressure, pressing down the whole time. So I want you to think about that for this move because you're going to need to carry it into the next move as the legs go up and the legs go down. So I'm exhaling, I'm squeezing, and then as my feet tap, my lower back still needs to be pressed down. If you lift the head up, that will help you, right? So you got options. This middle move, you can do elbow to knee. You can just do exhale, squeeze and lift, right? Or you can just do upper. I like all of them. Sometimes it just depends on my mood, depends on how tired I am, depends on what I want to work on. We've got these deep abdominals. We've got these front abs we're working, or rectus abdominis. You got your pelvic floor working when you do that lift, that reverse crunch. So you got a couple things working with this move, right? So just be intentional, whichever one you're doing, right? Whatever your exercise is, just understanding, what am I working here? So my first move, obliques, primarily, right? All this is your core, even your pelvic floor, even your glutes, etc. So first move, obliques. Second move, these deep pelvic floor, lower abdominal muscles, maybe rectus abdominis here. If I add both in. And that last move is gonna be a lot of like deep core, our last move coming up. And a little bit of those front abs as well. So just understanding what I'm working. We've got 3 rounds. This first round is going to be our longest round, FYI. Exhale, lift. Lift a few more. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake the legs side to side. So last move is probably our hardest. So I'm going to show you guys options. Now again, as my legs lower, I need to maintain my lower back pressed down. Right, so I'm just gonna flutter the legs, flutter, 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 flutter. As you get lower, if you feel that lower back lifting, you need to stop. You need to keep that lower back pressed down the whole time. So again, my cue, I've got a couple cues here. So if you're more of a beginner, don't go as low, right? I want you to just really only let the legs go as low as you can while keeping that lower back pressed down. Quick kicks, kick, 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 kick. Should be feeling kind of these lower abs working, right? Deep core. Breathing. Other cue I'm going to give you, lifting the head up, will usually help. So it's going to help you kind of lock in here. So if you lift your head up, it kind of brings that rib cage down, right? So that will help you keep that lower back. Again, when I say lower back pressing down, I mean when you get here, there should not be any space there in that lower back. Right? So as a PT, but also as a strength coach, that ain't right. If your lower back is lifting, that's not correct. Right? So a lot of people are doing these and they're arching their back. You're going to kill your back. Please don't do that. So modify, either don't go as low, use the breath, use your diaphragm, use your pelvic floor, use your abs, or lift your head up to help you. Let's do a few more. 4, 3, we're going to start back in with that Russian twist, round 2, 2. And 1, rock yourself up into seated. Not taking breaks, let's do it. Find your position first, lock in. I'm here, then I get back into it. Right, I always want to start my position, whether it's strength, whether I'm working on my deadlift, my snatch, my clean, whatever. Find the position first, whether you need to kind of really set yourself up, and then you begin. Right? Round 2, we're not going to go as long, right? Maybe we'll add a little bit of speed, right? So changing the tempo, got a lot of things that you can play with your core work and with your strength training as well, right? So I'll tell clients, you can work on increasing the reps, right? If you're not ready to go up in weight, you can go up in weight. You can change the tempo. You can change at a pause. You can slow it down. You can slow down the eccentric, the lowering part. You got lots of options to keep your body guessing. I hate using that word, but keep things like stimulating, right? So you're not just doing the same thing over and over, and also progressing. So you're getting stronger, you're adding some difficulty, some dimension, right? We don't just want to do the same routine all the time, never changing anything, right? Doesn't mean we need to get crazy with it, right? So the standard moves are still great, like this twist is still a great move, but just adding some diversity to those movements. We're adding some progression over time. All right, focused here, adding this nice rotation, really getting that upper back mobile, rotate, rotate, rotate. Let's finish 10, 9, 8. We've got that reverse crunch next, 7, or elbow to knee crunch, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbow to knee crunch, whatever version you want to do. This is your class. I am your guide. Exhale. I kind of like these elbow to knees. Helps me kind of like lock in, right? Everyone's going to have these moves that you're like, oh, that's my move, right? So I challenge you, just like I would challenge any of my clients, kind of find those ones that really get that going for you, right? For some people, they're like, oh, when I do deadlifts, I really feel my glutes. When I do these crunches, I really feel my abs, whatever. Find what feels right for your body and go with that, right? So for some people, they're really just gonna focus on this reverse lifting. That lift, they feel, oh, that like deep lower abs. Some people are like, you know what? I really just feel like I get connection when I do this. I like both together. Helps me lock everything in. And then again, I could add my weights, right? Sometimes it kind of depends on the day. Again, anytime you add weights, you're adding difficulty, obviously. You're adding a little bit more upper body work. Why not, right? But then if your goal is really more ab definition, I would highly suggest you add more weights, right? Your abs are muscles. Challenge them, stimulus. If you want them to pop more, be more defined, you need to make them harder. So planks and just basic crunches will not do that. Let's do a few more here. 4, 3, 2, exhale. Do not forget to breathe. Bring the weights to your sides. Flutter the legs up and down. Again, lock it in wherever you need to be. Lower back needs to stay pressed. We've got one more round after this. Again, you don't need a lot, right? It's a pretty challenging circuit. I'd say intermediate advanced, right? The legs lowering requires a lot of control, right? That reverse crunch, elbow to knee, not easy. I'd say intermediate workout today. Again, you can make anything harder. You go lower, this is harder. I add the weights, it's harder. I could even hold the weights over my head, or here sometimes I like to hold that weight, right? She feels abs pull. Keep that lower back pressed down. Let's do a few more. Kick, 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 kick. Fast, 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 fast. 3 more. Last round is coming up. Let's finish strong. 1 more. All right, rock up. Last round. Just as good as your first round, right? Lock in. Find that position. When I say locked in, I mean I'm pulling my shoulder blades down my back. I'm engaging my lats. I'm engaging and stabilizing my lower back, right? Squeeze those shoulder blades. This should apply to your lifting, your sports, right? Again, we want to work on this stuff in class here. So I tell all my athletes, my runners, my bikers, my endurance athletes, this is your chance to work on that. Fortify your body for your sport, right? We're not just doing this to get abs, maybe some of us are, but a lot of this is to create more stable, supported body and efficient when you're doing your sports and injury prevention, right? So whatever your goal is, understand what your goal is, right? Just be intentional with why I'm doing this. Last round, we are almost done. We're gonna stretch. Be done. That's it for Saturday. Saturday morning. Kind of nice to do a little bit of core work, get the body moving, some flexibility, get that weekend start off right. Last few here, twist, really turn, turn, turn. Get those obliques fully engaged. Really rotate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm on to my elbow to knee. Crunch, whatever one you want to do. Locked in. Abs tight. Exhale. Up. 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 Exhale. So we'll finish this series. We'll stretch. We'll be done. That's it. A little bit of easy mobility. We started off with our mobility, with our yoga. Got our core firing up in the middle. Stretch. Be done. That's it. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class. I kind of host live class all the time, but every week there's a class. Usually Friday mornings. May add some evenings. May add some weekends. 4 more here. Squeeze. Up. 3 more. Squeeze. Up. 2 more. Squeeze. Up. Last one. All right, locked in. Last time with those flutter kicks. If you want the weights, I'll show you. Option. Ooh, this is a heavy one to hold. So I can have it here. Sometimes I just like adding the weights. In some ways, I really like the weights here. Gives you something to hold on to. So for some of you, you may find this makes it easier. Gives you something to brace and lock into to support yourself. Right, so if you're having a hard time keeping that head lifted or keeping that lower back down, you might try holding the weight overhead, right? You can hold it behind you. It's a little bit more challenging on the shoulders. And then again, if it's really hard to keep that lower back pressed down, lift the head up. It will help, right? So as you lift that head up, it's going to help you bring that rib cage down in the front, and that's going to help you maintain that stability of the lower back in the back. It's all connected, guys. It's all connected, right? We want alignment, abs engaged. We're not just doing core strength to help our lower back. We're doing it because it's all connected. We lock this in. That keeps my lower back in alignment, keeps my rib cage down. It's all connected. All right, let's finish these. I'll stop blabbing. Almost done. Kick, 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 kick. All the way. The lower you go, the harder it is, obviously, right? You're gonna feel those abs. Ooh, burn. So a few more. 3 more. Kick, fast, 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 fast. 2, fast, 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 fast. Last time. All right, done. Whew. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Let's stretch. We've got a few minutes. Let's finish off with some stretching. Hug your knees into your chest. I'm gonna guide you through this mobility stretch cool down. If anything feels good, you wanna modify, add in your own. This is your class. I'm just your guide. So just add anything in that feels like, oh yeah, it feels good to stretch this or that. Extend that left leg long when you're ready. Shake it out. Hug that right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Roll the ankles and the toes around. Get those feet moving. Healthy, happy feet. Supple joints. Feet, that's your foundation. Keep them strong and healthy. Roll that hip around. Just mobilizing that hip joint, lubricating that hip joint. Nice little gentle circles. Again, if there's anything else that feels like, oh yeah, that feels really good when I do that hip opener or whatever, now's your chance, right? With your left hand, bring your right knee across your body. Find that position on you that feels like a good stretch, right? Either getting into your glutes or lower back. Just finding that angle. Maybe here, maybe here. Open that right arm out at an angle. Give your chest and rib cage a nice little stretch. Breathing through that whole right side. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Just enjoy that stretch. And again, you may look different doing this than me. You want to find that position that feels right on your body, right? Maybe your knee's higher, maybe it's lower. Maybe you're more rotated off the mat. Maybe you're here, whatever. Find that position that's right for you. Slow down the breath. These nice twists in yoga, they're also great for digestion. Right, nice rotation, getting everything moving. Last breath here. When you're ready, come back to center. Figure 4 stretch. You can keep it here at figure 4 if you want to turn this into like thread the needle, reaching through. Nice hip opener. Should feel like a nice stretch on that right hip, right glute. Roll the shoulders out, release any tension. Exhale the shoulders down. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release all that stress. Release all that tension. Let it go. It's the weekend. Relax. Let it go. Shake the head side to side. Get that neck, shoulders relaxed. Roll those shoulders out. A lot of us carry lots of tension up here. We don't even know it. Right? Just let it go. Let it go. Last breath here. And then exhale out. When you're ready, unwrap that right leg. Shake that right leg out. Release. Hug that left knee into your chest. Roll the ankles and the toes around again. Nice, healthy, happy toes, feet, ankles. Keep them moving. Move, 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 move. And then roll that left hip around again. Lubricating that hip joint. Nice and healthy, supple joints. We want strength. We want both, right? We want that strength in our muscles to support our body, but we also need that mobility, that supple joints. We need resilient joints, spine, strong muscles. We want it all, right? Bring that knee across your body. Find that position again on you that feels like, okay, maybe it needs to be here, maybe here. Opening that right arm out, stretching the chest and shoulders and rib cage on the right side, getting a nice rotational stretch. Slowing down the breath. We are almost done with class. And again, classes, I host them all the time, so subscribe to the channel, then you'll get notifications of when the next class is. Find that position that just feels like a good stretch, whether it's glutes, lower back. Last breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale up through the mouth. See how slow you can breathe. Inhaling through the nose, and then exhaling it out through the mouth. Figure 4 stretch, last side, last move. Reaching through if you want, thread the needle, roll the shoulders. Release tension. Shake the head side to side. Release any tension, jaw, anywhere you feel tension, let it go. We're going to finish in seated with our last move. Just focusing on that nice tall spine, tall posture, just taking you through the weekend, focusing on nice alignment. There's no such thing as that perfect posture. I just want you guys to think about that nice tall spine, just upright, aligned position. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. Nice and slow. Hold it. And then exhale out through the mouth. Slow exhale. Unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll yourself onto your side. Let's finish in seated with that tall spine. And we are done with class. Sitting however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged. But let's just focus on here. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Taking that through the weekend with us. Tall spine, tall posture. Ears over shoulders here. Crown of the head. Inhale, reach. Exhale it out. One more time, and then that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Subscribe to the channel. get notifications of class. I will see you next time. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your body. Hope you get something good out of class. See you guys next time.